From After Dark World to headquarters. This is your morning report with your favorite correspondent, KD. Good morning, everyone. It's good coffee. Get your ass up. Come on, get up. Time to get up. Yes, I know if you're in the Carolinas, it's cold and it's ice and it's snow, but get your ass up. So here we are. From Mr. and Ms. America and all ships at sea and all sods everywhere. I'm here to greet you with several other stories about the trucking company. But first, for a cold January 22nd, let's go over a couple of albums. You know I love to share my albums with you. Now, in my opinion, one of the greatest album covers ever made. The Cold Hard Facts of Life with Porter Wagoner. This is killer. Killer. And not only that, but the album is great. And of course, the greatest cheating song in country, period. The Cold Hard Facts of Life. If you've never heard The Cold Hard Facts of Life by Porter Wagoner, this picture only tells part of the story. Let's get the glare off. So yes, any real country fan should have The Cold Hard Facts of Life by Porter Wagoner. Next, I want to get into something I found almost by accident. My brother Claude got me into this. And it was, I think we checked it out of a library, or my brother did, or something. But anyway, Piano in Style, 1926 to 1930. Pinetop Smith doing Pinetop's Boogie Woogie is solid fucking gold. Pinetop's Boogie Woogie. Hell yeah. So if you ever see Pinetop Smith's Pinetop's Boogie Woogie, get it. Get it. Tell them KD sent you. Now, I wanted to tell several other stories about the trucking company, but I need to share something with you. If you remember from yesterday, we got a raise of 20 cents and we was making almost $3.80 an hour. But the trucking company paid the security company about maybe $10 was exaggerating, but I know it was multiple dollars. And of course, the security company pocketed it all. So I'm contemplating this and understand that, yes, KD, you are a motherfucking wage slave. So I'm walking through the offices, as the guard, you got to check everything. So I'm walking through the offices and I walk by one of the supervisors and I see The Golden Book by Dale Carnegie. Now, if you don't know who Dale Carnegie is, he's like one of the innovators and probably one of the most famous self-help books ever, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Well, apparently this guy had went to a Dale Carnegie course and they got the little book as sort of reminders. So, for instance, it says, Fundamental Principles of Overcoming Worry. Live in daytime compartments. How to face trouble. Ask yourself, what is the worst that could possibly happen? Prepare to accept the worst. Try to improve on the worst. Remind yourself of the exorbitant price you can pay for worry in terms of your health. Totally sound, great advice, right? Well, I saw this, and I had heard of Dale Carnegie, but I didn't, have any of his books, and I thought, I just think I need to steal this. And I did, and I've kept it all these years. So, how do I justify stealing this book? Well, I'll go right to the source. Basic techniques to analyzing worry. Get all the facts. The facts was I didn't have Dale Carnegie's book, and I wanted to have it. Weigh all the facts, then come to a decision. Yes, I must lift this little pamphlet. Once a decision is reached, act! I did. I sure as hell did. I've kept it all these years and will occasionally reread it just because it's like 3 or 4 pages of just the basic tenets and principles of how to win friends and influence people. It's great. It's fucking great. Did I get more out of it by stealing it than that sod at the office? Well, hell to the yes. Am I proud I stole it? Hell yes. I learned about Dale Carnegie. So there, yes. KD was a motherfucking thief. Several more stories about the trucking company. All right, so I lifted that book, right? Okay, so there was a guy, his first name was Bobby. We'll call him Bobby. So Bobby, some of these drivers are such maniacs, they didn't even speak in complete sentences. So this motherfucker would come in, and unlike the other truckers wearing the trucker hats and everything, he wore like a golf hat. And he'd stroll in every day. I'd say, Bobby, how's it going? He said, pussy good. Pussy good. And that was the usual greeting, right? Then one day in the evening when I was working the second shift, he comes just staggering into the guard shack. And I said, what's wrong, Bobby? Man, I couldn't get it up last night. I said, well, shit happens. Yeah, man, it's bad. It ain't never happened to me. And I said, dude, listen, go home. Don't worry about it. And when the time is right, go for it again. And he staggered off into the dark. Next day I see him, Bobby, how is it? Pussy good. Pussy good. A complete fucking maniac. Story number 2. As I said, there were riggers there, and they would chain loads and haul them to the destinations, the truckers would. And there was a guy that drove a liquor sickle. Now, in the Carolinas, we call them liquor sickles because generally the drunks that have lost their license will drive them to get to where they need to go. Well, there's one guy driving a liquor sickle. And sometimes in the early morning, they'd come in the guard shack and we'd talk for a while. They'd always comment on the Bible verses on the wall with the nudie books and the Playboy calendar with the hole covered. And they knew where the nudie books were, and the drivers and the riggers would go in there and look at some jugs and candy samples. They quite approved of that. And then one guy said, did I ever tell you? Now, this is the guy who drove the moped. I used to live... No, excuse me, I didn't used to live. I live at the city dump right next to it. I said, no. He says, man, it's a hell of a thing to be sitting at home at night with your wife watching television and a goddamn rat runs across the floor. He said, I mean a big fucking rat. I said, damn, dude. See, he said, yeah, hell yeah, it's bad. Those rats are even after my damn wife's stinking pussy. I was so stunned when he said that. I don't think I even could say anything else. I was just amazed. Then he had to go to work, and I said, hey, man, I'll see you later. Third thing, there was another rigger there. And for my musician friends, he was as big as Leslie West, but he was about 21 years old. And he would bring these lunches in coolers. That was all his. He was a maniac. Well, apparently he had a band called Overload. And apparently every dude in the band was as big as he was. And some of the other riggers said, yeah, he's got a band. But they need to call them the Overloaders because every damn motherfucker in there is at a minimum 300 pounds. Yes, I've worked at some interesting places. I've got things to do. I suggest you do the same. Always be nice until it's time not to be nice. Be kind to animals, especially with the cold and ice weather. Feed the birds if you can. Discipline equals freedom. Never complain. Never explain. You don't have unlimited time, don't you know that? So for Mr. and Ms. America and all ships at sea and all sods everywhere, this is your favorite correspondent, KD. Wishing you a wonderful day. Let's get shit done. And I'll see you out there.